Chapter 647. Chu Luiyue followed Chani through the door at the side and headed straight for Huayang Palace. It was already late winter and the wind was cold. When it blew on one's face, it felt like a knife was cutting. Suddenly, Chu Luiyue felt a chill between her brows. She looked up. Pure white snowflakes were falling. It was snowing. The two of them walked forward. When they reached Huayang Palace, there was already a thin layer of snow on the smooth limestone floor. Seeing Chani return, the palace servants bowed. Many people's gazes landed on Chu Luiyue. They had already received news that the third princess would invite Chu Luiyue over today. This person must be the one. Previously they had only heard rumors. Now that they saw her in person, they realized that those rumors were somewhat credible. At the very least, her peerlessly beautiful appearance and outstanding temperament were indeed worthy of her name. Chani walked forward. "Third princess, young Lady Chu is here." A gentle voice came from inside. "Why aren't you inviting her in?" Chani bowed to Chu Luiyue. "Young Lady Chu, please." Chu Luiyue nodded slightly and followed her in. Since a long time ago, Huayang Palace had been Shangguanwan's sleeping palace. Among the many palaces in the palace, Huayang Palace was very inconspicuous. Whether it was its size, location, or construction, it was at most average. Shangguanwan's birth mother had a low status and she was not valued. When she was young, she had been bullied a lot. Later on, Chu Luiyue saw how pitiful she was and sympathized with her. She often spoke up for her in front of her father. Shangguanwan's situation improved, and she moved to Huayang Palace. Although Huayang Palace could not compare to Chu Luiyue's sleeping palace, it was already a great improvement for the Shangguanwan back then. Chu Luiyue thought that she would move to another place after taking power. She did not expect that she would still be here. However, Huayang Palace had been renovated. Judging from the surrounding scenery and decorations, it must have cost a lot of money. A graceful figure walked out from behind the screen. She had a pretty face and a smile on her lips. She seemed to have a hint of spring in her eyes, but there was a hint of nobility and alienation between her brows. It was Shangguanwan. Chu Luiyue glanced at her and curtsied. "Liu greets third princess." Shangguanwan stepped forward to support him and said with a smile, "Get up quickly. Today this imperial concubine invited you here because there are some matters that this imperial concubine wishes to consult you on. There is no need to be so courteous." Although she said this, her shoulders were straight and she was still 3 steps away from Chu Luiyue. She didn't have the slightest intention of asking her to be excused. Chu Luiyue had seen such petty tricks too many times in the past, so he didn't care at all.